Hello, I'm Emeritus Professor Linda Worrell. This video is for families and any advocates for people with aphasia, and it describes what I would want in Brisbane, Australia, if I had aphasia. First of all, I would assume that I would be taken by ambulance to a hospital. Ambulances have choices as to which hospital they take people to. If I was able to tell them, I would be wanting to go to one of the large tertiary or teaching hospitals rather than a small private hospital. I know that in Australia, the stroke services in those large teaching hospitals are where the best care is. They have stroke units of specialised personnel who will look after me. If I was able to be admitted into a stroke unit and I had aphasia, I would certainly be wanting a speech pathologist who facilitated my communication with the staff there. I think I would be very frustrated if I wasn't able to communicate effectively to the staff, and therefore I would be hoping that the speech pathologist would have done an IFCI say and is using that approach, the inpatient functional communication interview by Robin O'Halloran, to facilitate that communication and to teach communication partner training and supported communication to all staff in the stroke unit. I know that probably my family would be wanting lots of information and counselling and probably information about a prognosis as well. And so I would be hoping that the speech pathologist would focus their time on providing that information and including sort of strategies of how to talk with me with my aphasia. I would also hope that there's only a sort of limited amount of time people stay in a stroke unit. I think the average time is about 2 weeks. So I would be hoping that all of this work would be heading towards discharge for me, and that I would either have rehabilitation in the home or certainly be pointed towards services that I could access post-discharge. I have a history of minor depression, so I would be hoping that they had taken that into account. The prevalence of depression post-stroke is very high, and I would be hoping that they would consider that and either be looking at, and I would either be looking at sort of behavioural activation or online programs that I could access that would help me sort of prevent the depression perhaps getting any worse. And it may include sort of some antidepressants as well. And if the stroke is really affecting our lives, my family might sort of need some sort of help too in that regard. I would be keen to participate in CHAT, which is the comprehensive high intensity aphasia therapy program that is run sort of 3 times a week for 8 weeks in Brisbane, and it combines all the best evidence that we know about how to improve aphasia. And so it is sort of high intensity. It includes groups, it includes computer-based training, it includes impairment or, sort of work that I can do on my actual language as well. I would probably be keen to join an aphasia group either online or in person in the local area. I know that there is no aphasia group in my local area, so I'd probably have to start one. But you know, I think that the support of a group is very important to people's recovery. If I had a speech pathologist, I would the speech pathologist role would be predominantly as a case manager. You know, sort of seeing them to sort of have a check-in, to be reviewed. I'm not convinced that I would be wanting to see a speech pathologist frequently for impairment-based therapy. I would hope that some of the computer-based programs would allow me to practice a lot at home. But also, I think that I would be trying to return to many of my previous activities that I could. And that may include the speech pathologist helping my friends and family understand aphasia and understand how best to communicate with me. So that would be what I would want after I had aphasia.